So a few days ago, Annie Costable did an interview with Rachel Dana. And if you don't know who Annie Costable is, she's a journalist for Front Office Sports. Before that, she worked at the Chicago Sun-Times. And for a long time, she's been seen as one of the more respected WNBA journalists out there. Back in the day, it was basically her and Alexa Filippo who were kind of viewed as the WOJ of the WNBA. And the main reason people respected Annie is because she actually talked about basketball, like real basketball. Not just narratives, not just drama, not just picking sides. She actually covered the game, and because of that, Angel Reese fans absolutely hated her. Let's be real, they hated her, and that's not even uncommon. Even if you're pro Angel Reese like I am, you still get cooked by her fan base if you say anything even slightly critical. I've literally been blocked by Angel Reese on Twitter. I don't even know when it happened. I'm pretty sure it was when I made that long tweet saying she's bad at layups, and I probably got blocked by a bot. But still, welcome to the WNBA discourse, I guess. Anyway, this interview is about an hour long. I actually recommend watching it. I'm not going to play clips here, but there's one part that really stood out. Rachel asks Annie, are the owners worried that this is just a bubble? And Annie basically says yes. That's the core issue. The reason ownership is so hesitant to meet the players' demands is because they're genuinely scared this whole thing might be a bubble. And if it is a bubble, they're the ones taking 100% of the risk. Players want around 30% of gross revenue. Bonuses tied to gross revenue. More perks, more benefits, higher operating costs across the board. And by the way, the players absolutely earn the leverage to even ask for that. They did. They've earned it. But once you start working off gross revenue instead of net, and you triple a revenue share, and you raise operating costs at the same time, that becomes extremely risky for ownership. Like, insanely risky. And this is exactly the point I've been making this entire time. So it was actually refreshing hearing it from someone like Annie, who is one of the few WNBA journalists that actually talks to owners, like actually has relationships with them. Not just random Twitter stans who email publications like, I'll write for free. And the publication said, cool, we don't want to pay anyone anyway. And that's literally how half these people got their jobs. Let's just be honest. A lot of WNBA media exists because it was cheap, not because it was good. So when Annie says this, it hits different because it's coming from someone who understands both sides. And this is the key issue in these negotiations. Risk. How much risk are owners willing to take? What are they willing to give up? What happens if the growth doesn't continue? Because let's be real, these owners have lost money on this league for like 30 years straight. Of course they're risk averse. Honestly, it feels like they're almost risking the league shutting down anyway. Because if this is a bubble and they agree to 30% gross revenue, the league might not make it past 2030. Like genuinely, if it's a bubble, the league folding is inevitable. Whether the CBA passes or not, the outcome is the same. The only difference is how much money they lose before it happens. If they don't sign the CBA and the league ends, they lose millions. If they do sign it, and it turns out to be a bubble, they lose even more millions, and still end up with the league collapsing. That's the nightmare scenario. Now, if this isn't a bubble and growth continues, then yeah, the players absolutely deserve 30%. I don't think that demand is crazy at all. I don't think the players are being unreasonable. But I also don't think the owner saying no is unreasonable either. Both sides are acting rationally based on their incentives. Players believe growth will continue, so they want to lock in their share now. Owners are scared growth won't continue, so they don't want to lock themselves into a deal that could permanently destroy profitability. And here's the part nobody wants to admit. Last year wasn't pure growth. If you remove Caitlin Clark, the numbers fall off a cliff. The only reason the playoffs had more viewers was because the Fever played more games. The 2024 finals lost viewers every single game. Meanwhile, the previous finals gained viewers every single game, and Game 5 was the most watched game of the entire year. Game 1 of last year's finals actually had more viewers than 2024's Game 1. Then it just dropped and dropped and dropped. The most watched game of the entire season was the first game of the year, Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. Not the finals, not the championship, the opener. Even Caitlin's own debut wasn't her top 5 most watched games. And the All-Star game without Caitlyn lost half its audience. So yeah, the owners don't want to take that risk. And honestly, from a business standpoint, I get it.